Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today, and I'm covering with you some Model Y range estimates which are from the winter time, and that is something that will be quite shocking if you look at it. We do have a new article here which is indicating that the Model Y is the only car that is able to increase its range during the winter time compared to everyone else here. Just as an example, the Mustang Mach-E just way down there when it comes to wintertime estimations. So not performing good at all. The Chevy Bolt as well, not good. And as well other companies that do have issues here. But nevertheless, the Model Y winter range estimates was done by 20 to 30 Fahrenheit, and the summertime estimates come from 70 Fahrenheit. What is important to consider here is that the heat management that actually happened is much better in the Model Y right now than in the Model 3 in the past. So we do know that Tesla is always trying to get a better product out there, and they always try to get more efficient. And one of the best and worst issues here, or the biggest issues here in the EV space, is especially the battery pattern in the winter time, so that when it is cold outside you lose a lot of range. And that is something we do know is also based on the battery. That was the issue we had in the past. But again, this test is happening in the United States. I don't know how it is affecting the LFP batteries and in general the Model Y production cars coming from China to Europe. So please share your experience if you received a Model Y already. That's the same thing I did on my German channel, just waiting to receive some feedback over there. For the United States and this test, it is insane if you think about it, that Tesla could actually achieve a higher range, like by 1%, than in the summertime. So let's see how this is evolving in the near future. In the same time, looking at the delivery times for the Q4 e-tron 15 months, ID3 10 months, ID4 8 months, EQC 10 months, then the ID4 8 months. So average of 5 to 6 months at least to get a car from a different car maker. And why that? These estimates of 2 to 3 months are from Europe. So if you order one for Shanghai, you are getting it really fast compared to the competition out there or the other brands delivering cars. The only thing that the German car market could be worried about in the near future is not only Tesla, it will be as well Chinese car makers like NIO, who presented a new car recently a few days ago. And these are cars that will be very competitive in the German car market. So there will be a lot of struggle. There will be pretty much like a battlefield, I would call it, for the market share here in Germany. Then we are looking at Goodyear, which is actually here presenting a new wheel, which is interesting because having your wheels in a, let's say, sustainable way is also a big and important discussion we need to have, because you have all this rubber on the street and it is also going with the water underground. So it is very important to have here as well a green wheel which is more sustainable in the future. That is what a lot of car companies work on and a lot of wheel companies work on. So let's see how this is evolving in the near future. While we are looking at Austin, there are good news and bad news. I do assume that the bad news is not sure yet, but we do have the good news that there will be an opening ceremony and a party happening in the beginning of 2022. And this sign of an opening ceremony and party could be as well the sign that Austin is actually not going into the first production cars till January. And this might be a sign that they do that. I'm not saying that it is confirmed. There could be first cars moving out of Texas, of course, before that. Then not saying that because a lot of people were commenting on all the issues in Germany. I'm not taking that too personal. I have to deal with that. But nevertheless, there are also some issues in Texas that still have to be solved. And correct me if there were changes in the meantime. But you still cannot sell directly in Texas to consumers or customers that want to have a Tesla. They cannot pick it up here at the site. So from my understanding here, we still have the same issue that you have to get the Tesla cars out of the state and people have to buy it or pick it up outside of the state. I think you can order it online, but you're not allowed to pick it up. So in this case, you have to transport it out of the state. So the question to those watching from the United States, if you have any updates how Tesla is actually trying to handle this situation, please let me know. Because my information is that regulators and the government in Texas, they were actually voting against the law to change that for Tesla. Or is Tesla getting an exemption here? That is the question. But this would be a logistical nightmare, I would say, if you're selling to people in Texas. For all those people getting cars outside of Texas, it pretty much doesn't matter because you can just export the cars, and that doesn't matter at all. Another topic I like to mention is that the FSD program got a new update. We have a lot of points that got improved here, and Tesla really does that all the time right before Christmas time. I haven't heard about any Christmas eggs actually being in the software update yet. I think that will come separately. So we will see how this is working out for the Christmas surprises. For the FSD beta, there will be a reduced false slowdown, something that people will really like. Then a natural behavior to the right turn, especially in interaction with bicycles. And then there will be a better understanding for the AI to hold a distance to a front car and decide when to switch lines. That is something really important on a freeway. And especially when you go outside the United States in the future, example to Germany, where we do have no speed limits in a few areas, not many areas anymore, but most of the areas. It is very important at this high speed that the AI knows how to decide when to switch lanes. And there are sometimes these phantom brakes, and they want to reduce that issue as well in the near future with that update. So very exciting news. I'm glad to have you all here. Thank you for all your support in the recent weeks. It has been a very, very wild ride, and I hope for big news coming soon. Thank you very much.